The final of the FIFA Under-17 World Cup comes up tomorrow in Chile. For the Eaglets, they have lived up to expectations, no doubt. All the high expectations placed on the boys, and the boys didn't just disappoint. The lesson we want to learn from the Eaglets in Chile 2015, when we are recapturing the story from time to time, is the fact that we want to continue to build on the success of these boys. Who will they become tomorrow? The strength of collective effort displayed by these players is a factor that should be well utilized to bring these boys together and make the future very bright for them. We want to see them make progress and become big stars of tomorrow, following the footsteps of players like Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, who today are big stars, and of course started playing right from this cadet level. So that should be the practical lesson. We want to move from lip service to putting these boys together and building them up so that they become the very effective and productive future of Nigerian football. This is Hotsports, and there is so much to offer you on the program this Saturday. But first, let us give you our usual appetizer for every Saturday. Of course, it's going to be a weekend of big games in the European leagues, particularly in the English Premiership. So we'll bring you Games Watch, where we take a preview of most of the big matches coming up this afternoon and tomorrow.
In week 12 of the English Premiership, high-flying Leicester City will on Saturday be looking for another win against Odion Ighalo's Watford. Southampton will be trying Sam Allardyce Sunderland for size in a tie where Sunderland need to win. Old Trafford is the venue when the Red Devils take on West Brom, while Chelsea take on Stoke City for the second time, and exacting revenge for the League Cup fallout will be uppermost in their mind. On Sunday, table-topping Manchester City will be away to Aston Villa, whose new coach Remy Gard is expected to take over. City with the Nigerian teenage star Kelechi Iheanacho is expected to pick up a win. Clubs Liverpool will hope they can continue from when they left off after the 3-1 mauling of Chelsea when they take on Crystal Palace. In Spain, the Liga BBVA continues with Barcelona, who are joint top with Real Madrid, entertaining Villarreal in the top-of-the-bill clash. 4 points separate the two sides, with both having lost twice this season. Real Madrid will be guests of struggling Sevilla. Real Madrid, who are yet to lose any game in all competitions this season, will have Gareth Bale, James Rodriguez back in the squad. Marcelo, who sustained an injury in the PSG game, will be missing. Real Madrid will hope they can avoid an upset with the first loss of the season.
It will be an All-African final at the FIFA Under-17 World Cup in Chile tomorrow. Of course, the Golden Eaglets are confronting the continental champions, Mali. The last time we had two African nations playing in the final of the FIFA Under-17 World Cup was in 1993. Of course, two countries coming from West Africa, the same way it is going to be tomorrow. Then it was Nigeria against Ghana. And the coach that took the team to victory in 1993, securing that victory over Ghana then, was Coach Fani Amu, when he took the likes of Wilson Oruma and Nwankwo Kanu to that resounding victory. Will history be able to repeat itself tomorrow? On the program with me online this afternoon on Hotsports is Coach Fani Amu. Just two questions quickly on the Eaglet. First, in '93, you took a team of young lads to an All-African final. We see history repeating itself now. How do you see this scenario, sir?
Well, history will always repeat itself, and no one will always know. And like you say, it was on as Africa Affair in 1993 in Japan, and here again in Chile. We still want to repeat itself Somalia and Nigeria. I'm delighted by it. It's a new innovation. The game, as at that time, I see it as analog, and it's much essential. My happiness is that we have a team. I want to always vow for. However, I'm not in the conclusion that we have won the World Cup, but I believe that the game will be played and the best will be ours by the grace of God.
You have been a little bit this way and that way in this assessment. Do you see these boys making history by winning the title back to back?
I think to say I've been a little bit this way, later here or there. Then what I'm trying to say is I'm not a little doctor like you people who sees tomorrow. When the team couldn't make it in the finals of the Nations Cup, everybody crucified the team that it wasn't a good team. You can't be compared. And I said, look, you can't talk about tomorrow in a team. Because all teams need, having everything together, is a cohesion. It's a cohesion that Chelsea had. Apology, please. Before the names of Mourinho, it's a cohesion that they lack, that you see of the Mourinho. It doesn't mean Mourinho is a bad coach. So Nigerian team has a high level of cohesion, which I think when you see the team play, then you see that it may not fail. I never say it will not fail. It may not fail. So as of today and the match I watched yesterday, I intentionally refused to sleep to observe the game myself. I saw a youthful team that won't forever be proud about. So, and I say very strongly that if they have done so bad, so good to get to this level, I think they deserve that trophy.
Well, that was Coach Fani Amude. We hope the Golden Eaglets will just be victorious tomorrow and make history by winning the title back-to-back. But all the same, no matter how it goes, we need to commend the boys and say thank you so much for making Nigeria and Africa proud on the world stage.
Hot Sports cranks up the heat this Saturday with fresh sports news and incisive analysis backed by exciting visuals. Hot Sports, your unique source of sport information, education and entertainment, inimitably delivered via hot, scorching argument where no one blinks. Don't miss it.
Well, it's time for the main issue on Hot Sports, and we are still looking at the big leagues in Europe. And one team that has not been doing too well are the defending champions of the English Premier League. We are talking about Chelsea. They managed at least to get into a considerable position in the UEFA Champions League after another very dicey 2-1 victory. A last-minute strike coming from the boots of Brazilian Willian. But how long will Chelsea continue to manage in this situation of uncertainty that has beclouded the Blues this season? Many have said it's time for Jose Mourinho to go because he has overstayed his usefulness at Stamford Bridge. But do you really think so? That is the main issue we are addressing on Hot Sports this week.
Chelsea got clopped by Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool 3-1. A result which may not necessarily have nailed Mourinho's coffin, but epitomizes everything that is wrong with Chelsea at the moment. Mourinho's body language and very terse post-match interviews portrays the image of a tired fighter whose efforts has yielded nothing better than another bruising experience. Far from the past when a loss for Chelsea was a rude shock, winning now seems to be the shock as their fans seem to have become accustomed to losing. Mourinho's side has lost 6 games already this season, equaling his worst record, and the slide looks far from being arrested. Questions will be asked as to how a side that practically strode to the title last season capitulated in the most dramatic fashion, and answers will be few. The surgical knives are already out to cut out the malignant tumor that has spread so far that surviving relegation is more the song than a top 4 finish. Winning the title is most definitely out of the equation, except a kingdom-sized disaster hits the Premiership. While those knives wait, where begs the question is the tumor. Chelsea has become an orchestra in which the players all play from different songbooks. There is no symphony. They play on a low-key, discordant tunes, yet similar in delivery. Chelsea is now a side that is completely shorn of confidence and a shadow of its glorious past. Once in a while, there's the little flicker that suggests that there once was greatness in this side, like one scrolling through an analog channel looking to find the right one. If there's one who can do it, Mourinho is the man. But the situation goes beyond digging into his tactical acumen. Rather, a top draw man management is required to coax out the quality that dwells in his words.
And of course, to address the Chelsea issue this week will be Chukwuka Izwegbudan and Tosin Adeniji.
Basically, in life, you find yourself in certain positions, and those positions confer on you certain responsibilities, which demands of you that you must act in certain ways. And based on this, if you act otherwise, it's best for you to just either fall on your sword, renege on your word, resign. We know that it's something that is not quite popular in this side of the country, but it is most times the honorable things to do. Jose Mourinho is having a rough patch at Chelsea at the moment, and based on his antecedents, the way he has attacked Arsene Wenger about how comfortable his job is, and about if it was him that was having all sorts of these problems, that he would resign. I think the time has come for him to live up to his words, or just eat his words and stop talking in its entirety to the press. Mourinho is having a rough patch. He's not having a stellar season, and based on all the things he has said in the past, all the things that all the people he has attacked in the past, and all those things he has done, it is best for him that at this juncture to resign from his position as the manager of Chelsea FC.
As the saying goes, tough times don't last, but tough people do. And Mourinho has shown over the years that he's a winner. He can go from nothing to something. So far, he is the best Chelsea coach ever. So I think he should stay. Throughout his career, one way or the other, when he was at Real Madrid, he made the semi-finals of the Champions League 3 times, won the league once. That shows pedigree. That shows toughness. So I think he should stay. This is a period whereby it's a period whereby it's just a rough patch. They're going to still come back. They're going to bounce back, and we still have about 28 games to go. So, 81 points to play for. There's still a long way to go. He's still in the Champions League. FA Cup has not yet started. So, what's all the hula baloo about? Let him stay.
It's no longer news that Chelsea are having a rough season. There are people talking more about them fighting relegation than about them fighting for titles, the English Premiership. Yeah, but looking at the man who is in charge, we've heard him in the past say so many times that if he was a coach of Arsenal, he would have resigned. That he cannot.
But he's not the coach of Arsenal.
Yes, he's the coach of Chelsea. He has attacked Arsene Wenger on numerous occasions. He has said things against Wenger on numerous occasions, implying that if he had that kind of the kind of season Wenger was having, not winning titles regularly, that he would resign.
It's just one bad season. It's not even up to a season. We're in November. You're talking about resigning.
Wenger has never had it this rough. Yes, he may not win titles, but with the kind of budget and the players that he has been able to.
Oh, so Wenger is now the SI unit for failure. Well, I know who said that.
But the truth is, right now, Jose Mourinho is a specialist in failure. He has not managed 2 wins on the trot this season. He has not managed
It's November, 11 games. Chuka, 11 games, 81 points to play for. You can win the league with 81 points if the league started today. I know quite a number of teams have won the league with 81 points. So, what I say, the only thing I can say is approach should change. Yes, only a fool will keep doing the same thing and expect a different result. Now, what I think for what Mourinho and Chelsea should do now is change the approach. Bring in Baba Rahman. Give some of the other youth players a chance to play.
But Tosin, let's look at the brass tacks. Let's look at what's on ground. Jose Mourinho, yes, he in his first 2 seasons with returned to Chelsea. He's won the title once. Yes, there has been so much noise about. Yes, there's been so much noise about what he will do and what he will not do, and about how special he is, about how not special some other people are. But the truth is this: that Jose Mourinho season is not. It's not a fallout of whether the players are good or not. It's a fallout of his personality, and I think that personality he has run out of ideas, and that personality is no longer trending. Like you said, he should change his approach, and part of that approach is falling on his sword and looking elsewhere to start afresh, because right now I don't see what he can add to this Chelsea squad to improve them.
There's a lot he can add. First of all, the players have come out publicly to back him.
Every
Something they
team-
did not
every
do
te- every
on
te-
the wait. They did not do this when Villas-Boas was coach. Villas-Boas' problems came as a result of player power, and none of the players publicly came out to back him. Do you agree on that? So he has the support of the players. With using the AVB antecedent, the players are there. The players are supporting him.
So in other words, you're making a case for Arsene Wenger that him not resigning, even with the failures at Arsenal, that
Arsene Wenger,
justified
by
this-
his standard, was relatively successful. Based
But
on what
Jose Mourinho called him a specialist in failure and said that if he were him, he would have resigned. What is he still waiting for? He should fall on the sword. Now.
Arsene Wenger had 9 years of failure. Jose Mourinho doesn't even have 9 months. Not 9. Jose Mourinho has 9 weeks.
I beg to this.
Arsene Wenger had
Arsenal-
9 years to 9 weeks. Are you already saying
the way
he
it
should fall on the sword?
For those 9 years, Arsenal were always qualifying for the Champions League. But the way it is now, we can't even vouch that Chelsea will qualify for the Europa League.
You can't vouch, but at the same time, like I said, this is November.
We've seen coaches fired for less.
Fired for less?
Yes, we've seen coaches that have lost their jobs for less than what.
It's not as if Chelsea's battling relegation. We all
They
know
are. They're just hovering over relegation.
they are 5 points ahead of relegation.
It's
And
still a relegation battle.
I
And if a
tend
coach
to-
of his caliber, I can't imagine an Alex Ferguson fighting relegation at this stage of the season.
Thank
and
you.
still
You brought.
in his job.
Thank you. You brought Alex Ferguson. Alex Ferguson did not win anything in his first 6 years at
But
Manchester
he was
United.
never fighting relegation.
He wasn't fired.
Yes, but
And he came on
the
the
same
second
reason-
once.
the
The
same
best,
reason- the
the
same-
best he got in that 6 years was second.
because the same
So-
reason why Arsenal
So why
hasn't
should
fired
why,
Wenger.
So why after just 9 weeks or 11 weeks you are asking to fire a coach who won the league? Yes, it's a rough patch. Yes, it's a rough. Everybody goes through that.
Tosin, let me ask
Van
you.
Gaal came to Manchester United last year. He had his own rough patch and he said,
Because
"Give
it
me
was
3
his
months.
it was his
Give me
first
3 months. I'll return." This is a rough patch. Player confidence, fan confidence is low. Yes, we understand, but things can change. He has to give the younger players a lot more chances. The likes of Babaraman, Kennedy, Loftus-Cheek is doing very well right now. You need to give these players a lot more chances. If you want to build a dynasty, the young players have to be more involved. I don't understand why the best player in the championship last season, Patrick Bamford, is not good enough for the Chelsea bench. I'm not even saying you should start. And then you're now bringing a Falcao, a deadbeat Falcao. I don't understand why that is done.
Which means you're already indicting Mourinho and saying
Yes,
that
but
Mourinho should be.
now he has seen that. And, well, one way or the other, Falcao is injured. I guess there's a clause in Bamford's contract that he could bring it back at the middle of the season or when needed. So those are the kind of things we're looking at. Not, fall on the sword and die. If everybody does that, who will be left?
But
That means Van Gaal should have gone last year.
Tosin, let me get something clear because I'm not getting this quite clear. If it was a Real Madrid or an FC Barcelona, you win the title one season before. You have a very loquacious coach, one who shoots off at every given opportunity.
Yeah.
I'm a special one. And somebody is a specialist in failure. And this, if it were me, I would have resigned. I won't wait to be fired. I'm all that. And now we have a reversal of fortunes. And he's coming out to tell us now that he will be here. He will be in Chelsea for the next 4 years.
Yes, because that's what his contract states.
Do you think that can happen in a
Yes.
club like Real Madrid or FC Barcelona?
You see, the way the Spanish think, the way the big giants think, is much different.
So Chelsea is a small club, so they can do it just about anybody.
Obviously not, because okay, let's even look at it this way: if you sack Jose Mourinho now, who do you bring in?
Their coach is there.
Who?
The club was available before.
That was why Liverpool pulled the trigger, because they knew
They should have pulled the trigger earlier on.
So if now Klopp is unavailable, so who do you bring in?
You still have an Ancelotti who's willing.
They say fool me once, and what? You're
Ancelotti
the fool,
came-
fool me twice. I'm
Ancelotti-
the fool. So
Ancelotti came in and
Ancelotti
did
won
well.
an
He won
FA Cup,
titles. Yeah.
he won a league, he won an FA Cup, and the day he wins the FA Cup, you sack him. Do you think that kind of person will come back?
He has indicated interest in wanting to come back on certain conditions.
Which conditions that will not be met, and then all of
you
a
can't
sudden
say- you can't say-
the
you cannot-
trigger
no,
happy owner
Tosin,
pulls the trigger once
you,
again.
You cannot say those
The truth
conditions
about it
cannot be
is,
made. The truth,
Jose is the best thing that have ever happened to Chelsea as far as management is concerned.
but Tosin, at
So-
this moment,
At this moment, he's the man to do the job. He's the man to bring Chelsea back to where they're supposed to be. They definitely might not win the league, but definitely won't get relegated. Definitely, a top 10 finish won't be too bad for this season. Next season, they press the reset button. But saying he should fall down and die right now in November, even if I have 0 points today, I can still win the league.
It has, in the history of the Premiership, it has never happened that a team at this stage of the league with this amount of points has gone on to win the league or finished in the top 4. So it's total. If it happens, it will be a first time. It will be a record for Chelsea. And for me,
and Jose Mourinho on the flip side has a good record, highest number of points, least conceded number of goals. We won the first title for Chelsea after 50 years. So you're looking at the bad records. What about the good records? Nobody has broken his total point haul.
There's nobody that is infallible. There are some.
Next to Arsenal, he had only one defeat. He would have gone invincible.
But
he went 40 games unbeaten.
But
why is the man now the devil all of a sudden?
Because he is not delivering the goods.
What goods? He can't win every game.
He cannot He cannot guarantee this team consistent victories. He's brought more garbage than actual good stuff with his antecedents, the things he carries with him. His baggage are bigger than the gains for the club.
One thing I
and
believe
for me,
is
if you've been shooting from the hips, if you've been making so much noise, if you've been accusing others for a certain crime and advocating punishment for those crimes that you're accusing them for, the day you commit those crimes, I think that
let's
day
compare
you should
apples
resign.
and oranges. Let's compare apples and oranges right now. The crime he committed, he said when guy did was what? He didn't win the league for 9 years. Yeah. He has not won. He has not gone a full season. He has not gone a full season. He's still in 3 tournaments out of 4.
Arsenal have never, under Wenger, have to battle relegation, beginning or end of the season.
Yes,
they
because
have
other teams help them
for the top 4.
They've never always played for the top 4. They have a good finish towards March and
yes,
May.
but they've always played
February.
for the top 4. And as it is, with the point haul that Chelsea have now, we don't see them playing for the top 4. My point is not even about. We are not seeing remedies coming from Jose Mourinho. We're not seeing any remedies coming from him.
You know, Chelsea is just 9 points behind the top 4.
Yes, behind the top 4. That's
the
a whole
fourth
lot
position.
That's
9 points.
We're not talking
about 3 games.
We're not talking about.
Arsenal has overturned the 13-point lead to win the league.
Sure.
Same thing with Manchester United twice. So 13 points to win, and now talking on 9 points to get into the Champions League.
But we need those teams. When they did that, you saw some level of consistency.
Yeah, and this was at January. November.
He has not even done 2 draws in a row. He has not done 2 wins in a row.
We're in November.
He wins one, he loses the next.
We're in November. That's what I'm still saying. November.
Well, it is the final whistle on hotsports. Chelsea preparing for another dicey encounter today in the English Premier League as they travel to Stoke. A positive result will just take off the pressure from the team and, of course, the fans all over the world. And more significantly, take off the pressure from Jose Mourinho. And that will determine if he will continue to stay or just keep managing along this very rough path. What is your opinion on this issue? Do you think Jose Mourinho should continue to manage along with Chelsea at this difficult period, or it's time to just say bye-bye so that a fresh air can come into the technical management of the team and maybe wake up the spirit of the boys and see how they can rejuvenate themselves and get that usual pace that has sustained them in the past season? Well, we leave that to you. You can make your contributions through SMS and through our social network platform. Of course, don't forget tomorrow the final of the FIFA Under-17 World Cup. And we also need to give kudos to our boys, the Golden Eagles, because they have lived up to expectations. They have done us proud. And the only thing we require from the football administrators is to put them together so that we can build a bright future for these young lads. Of course, don't forget the Falconets also have a very dicey encounter away in South Africa. That match comes up on Sunday to determine if they will be able to scale through to the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup. And from the home league, a very crucial weekend. Enyimba meeting Warri Wolves, and that determines where the pendulum swings this season on who actually picks the Nigerian Premier League. That is how far we can go on Hotsports this weekend. We'll be back again with another very interesting episode of the program next Saturday.